Hi, welcome to Ancient Territories. This is my shop. I'm going to give you a little tour of how I make flutes here, or at least the tools that I make flutes with. To start with, this is my workbench. It's patterned after a bench that has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years in Europe. I've made a few alterations, but basically the principles are all the same. A couple vices to hold flutes, a surface to work on. I got this wood from a retired cabinet maker. The wood itself dates to just after World War II. It came from Japan. I made it myself 35 years ago, and I've been working on it ever since. This is my table saw. I got it at a garage sale. It's an old Craftsman cast iron bed. Yes, there are no safety features, but after 40 years I still have all my fingers. On the end of the table saw is a router table. Everything in here, it has to be very, very compact, so I built the two together. The router table cuts various shapes, curves, angles, and so forth on the wood. This is the all-important drill press. The primary use of this tool is to set up a flute in this vise so that I can drill holes in a precise location. It has a laser sight so that the hole can be exactly positioned before the hole is drilled in the flute. This is my bandsaw. This is a tool that's used for resawing primarily, and you take a thick piece of wood and cut it into thinner slices of wood. This little device here is called a flap sander. Sands when I need something smoothed down. There are a couple different grits of sandpaper to get finer and finer surfaces. And this is a buffing wheel for the final polish. This is a tool that's called a joiner. It's for flattening a piece of wood. If the wood has a curve to it or a bow to it, you can take it and flatten it, and then you can also make an edge which is 90 degrees, and it's a tool that you use in a preliminary stage when you're cutting out your flute blanks, and then I use it later on for other operations which will be explained later. This is a little device that I use for cutting the birds, the wet out protection in the bottom of a bird. It's a dedicated machine. It's seldom used. Behind it you see an all-important dust collector. Every machine in the shop is hooked up to a dust collector. When the machine goes on and I start to create dust, it gets collected here in this bag, which I can dispose of later. This machine is a belt sander, an 80-inch belt sander to be precise. And it's the machine on which I make the shapes of the flute, working by hand and working out those intricate shapes that the flute is made of. This tool is called a thickness planer. It planes wood to various thicknesses, from 3/4 to, let's say, 5/8 to 1/2 inch. This machine is a thickness sander. It dimensions wood thinner and thinner so that I can get the fine detailing that I need in the more expensive flutes. It's more delicate, slower than the thickness planer. Excellent little piece of equipment. Everybody who comes to the shop asks about this. This is a few thousand coats of polyurethane. This is the place where I spray finish the flutes. There's an exhaust fan and filter system on the top. And here's some wood. I'll be starting a new group of flutes soon. Winter time in the desert. A fire in the shop. Scrap wood goes in here.